How's everybody doing today? Clayton, I'll start with you.
Doing good, man. Doing good. We got a good UFC show this weekend. We are working, of course, in my backyard. Combate MVP BG Fight Night 1. And I get to see what poor young schmuck the Cleveland Browns get to ruin tomorrow. So I'm excited. Looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Zach, how are you?
Does that mean the NFL draft is tomorrow?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I'm so out of touch when it comes to the NFL. I was too engrossed in the college football because Notre Dame was actually good for once. But other than that, I'm great. You know what I mean? I just got done mowing the lawn. That's never fun. But at least the weather is beautiful. It was 82 degrees out.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm excited for the warm weather. Kevin, how about you, man? How are you doing?
Well, my heart is broken from WrestleMania, so I am probably the most excited for this Saturday. I get to rejuvenate myself by calling the action up in BG. So the only downside is as a Toledo Rocket, I'm kind of, going against my roots, even stepping foot in Bowling Green, but I will do it for all of you and for these awesome fights.
And speaking of awesome fights, let's bring on JD and Caleb onto the stage here. How are you boys doing?
We're doing good.
Awesome.
How are y'all feeling?
We're excited, man. We're excited to see you guys. The moment I saw this matchup announced, I knew this was going to be a good one. I got excited.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely be some beautiful talents out here.
Yes.
Definitely going to be a brawl.
Starting with you, Caleb. It's been what, about a year since you last fought. So do you think there's going to be any ring rust coming back into the cage after that long?
Ring rust is crazy. No, I would never say ring rust is never a thing for real. Just throughout life, every day just is a battle. So this is just nothing new. I've been fighting my whole life, so but the crowd definitely does something. But I love the crowd and I love everybody's eyes on me. So this is ring rust and that being scared to fight and stuff like that is never really a problem with me.
Okay, all right. And JD, you're just coming off a victory off of what I like the promotion you just won on, personally. How are you feeling after that victory coming into this fight with Caleb here?
I'm feeling a lot better than what I did the last fight. Last fight, I cut 20 pounds in 1 week. This time I did my cut right, so now I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, you had a tough cut. I remember that. I had to hold the towel up for you to make sure that you can got that last little bit off.
Yeah. Oh, that half pound matter.
It does. It does. It really does. Unfortunately, yeah. But hopefully soon, both of you guys won't have to worry about the day of weigh-ins. You guys can weigh in the day before and get nice and hydrated and ready for your fight. Now, I've got to ask, what do you guys expect? We'll start with you, JD, on this matchup. What do you guys think, or what are you anticipating your opponent? Since you're sitting right here looking at them, what do you anticipate they're going to do, and what are you going to do to stop them from doing that?
I just feel like it's going to be a lot of striking, a lot of kicking. I know his ground game ain't there, so most likely just going to try to take it to the ground and just ground pounding it out.
Ground pounding it out. Yeah, that's what Wade likes to hear. Caleb, I have a feeling I'm going to hear what I want to hear from you. What do you think he's going to do, and what do you plan on doing?
Well, obviously everybody gonna strike for a little second. They gonna feel it, and then they gonna want to take me down. But everybody that take me down and try to do the whole ground and pound with me, it end up a whole different way. They face is usually the one getting beat up. But I'm very confident with my ground game now. Been doing a whole lot of training on nothing really but the ground. My striking's pretty, what I feel like is elite. Definitely going stuff the shot. Stay out the way. Right hand's coming, that's for sure.
All right. Wade, what do you got for him?
Yeah, I'll start with JD. You're 5-3 coming into this fight, headlining. You got 8 fights under your belt. You're pretty experienced as an amateur. So does that give you confidence coming into this main event?
So most definitely gives me the confidence coming into the main event. I've already fought for a title before. I've had to defend the title before. So this is just something that's not new to me.
Okay. And Caleb,
Yep.
yeah, with that being said, JD has a lot of experience. Does that play a factor for you in your game plan going in, or is it just another day?
I train with a lot of very good people, so I feel like my experience is always gonna be up there with the people that I've trained with. Now, that being said, I be just being relaxed. I'm just gonna go with the flow.
I like that. Clayton, I'll pass it up to you.
Sure. So Caleb, let's talk about your last 2 fights. So you fought in 2 consecutive weekends, man. That's crazy activity, man. What kind of factored into that decision, and what do you have to say about your 2 performances?
Well, actually, we bounce from state to state. I got a couple of different matches, and well, that was back-to-back MMA weekend, wasn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was, huh? Yeah, I did have a few boxing matches and stuff before that, just weekend, like week. So that's why it ran in. How do I feel after those 2? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
I was pretty upset with my last fight, actually. It's probably why I'm mainly excited to get in with this one, because the last guy I fought, he got hit with 1 kick and he got punched 1 time, and he cried out the cage for help, and he was not trying to fight no more. And I'm just, really upset with that last fight. So I'm glad that now I can fight somebody that's going to feel what it's like to get touched by the hand of motherfucking God.
There we go. That's a great answer. And JD, I have 2 fights that I want to ask you about. The first one, personally, is my favorite knockout we've ever covered here on Carnage Media against Ethan Ott. Walk me through that performance. That was a crazy punch that landed there.
Well, that right there is just feeling out your opponent, seeing how he was throwing punches. After he threw punches, he dropped his hand, just left him wide open for an uppercut.
There we go. Fair enough. And the second one I want to ask you about is you mentioned challenging for a title against Xander White. Had a very, very close split decision, didn't fall your way. What are your thoughts on that performance?
I did the best I could. That performance, I mean, judges saw it one way, the audience saw it the other. So I've had multiple people tell me I won that fight. So
fair enough. Giving it all you can. That's about all you can ask for, right? As an athlete.
Just leave everything in that cage.
Fair enough. Zach, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to you.
Yeah. So, Caleb, you sat here and the guy he verbally tapped on that one. So basically, right?
Yeah.
So how did that make you feel when he did that? Like I'm sure you felt pretty good, but I bet you also felt a little empty at the same time, because you trained for so long to try to get into the ring.
Yeah, I was very upset, actually. I was actually so upset that when he tapped, I couldn't believe it. I started yelling at Coach, and Coach was like, "Be happy, you just won." You know how Coach is. So I'm just excited, for the win and stuff. But I really be trying to show my skills, and a lot of people that have ever fought me in any type of event, they either, you know what I mean, it usually doesn't last more than past the first round. So it really does hurt to know I've never felt that feeling to go past a second round for real, to really feel that adrenaline, full body loose. Like I've never been able to enter the flow state yet. So like it was upsetting to know like that last fight was gonna be my fight to enter a flow state to show like what I really can do and how I really perform with my striking and grounding and all that. And he gonna tap as soon as he feel the right hand one time. Like it hurt, but
And
it definitely lets me know though, because I know I hit hard. So like I know I hit hard, but like the tap it hurt though, you know.
Do you feel like this fight against JD, you're going to be able to get into that flow? You're going to be able to get past that first round? You think JD is going to be able to stick around with you?
Yeah, I definitely know that probably about midway through that second round, I'm gonna enter that flow state because he's gonna be gassed and I don't get tired. So I definitely know my striking's gonna enter that flow state. It's just at that point, it's just stuffing the shot. That's all I'm gonna be. That's all I know I'm gonna keep doing. So it's just stuffing the shot back up.
Okay. And JD, with him saying that, what's your thoughts? You think you're going to allow him to get into that flow state that he's saying he's going to get into, or do you have other plans for him?
That makes me laugh. That's just a laughable matter right there. The fact that he hasn't made it past, he hasn't fought anybody good that they can go past the first round.
I think the
So
guy
he can't
that
get
I beat.
So he can't get past
Granted,
that.
it wasn't a MMA fight though, but I still put pretty good hands on the guy that has beat you.
I said his ground game's trash. He didn't get submitted in the second round. He might get submitted in the first.
It ain't nothing compared to mine, that's for sure.
He might get submitted in the first. Who knows?
Who? Me submitted? You got to get me on the ground first.
Just ask your boy Xander. You ain't nothing like him.
He's nothing like me. I beat him. Respectfully, though, that's my teammate.
Awesome. Well, Kaleb, you mentioned that you don't get.
That's what I want to know, JD. You ever been punched for real? Because I know, like, you know, you fought in Kentucky, you got kicked in the head, and you know it sank you. But my boy, you ever really been punched yet?
I've been punched.
Not
Like
Toby
I said,
Hernandez punch because he can't.
Nah, I got
Leeth.
So I got hit by Xander.
Xander can't punch like me. I'm talking Kaleb Leeth punch.
Hey, there's a reason why you took a year off.
I took a year off
because you knew the sport wasn't for you.
My language though.
Because you knew the sport wasn't for you. That's why you took the year off.
Come on now, sport wasn't for me. Come on now, they love me here. I love it here.
We'll see about that. You're coming to my hometown.
BG?
That's true. Talk about that a little bit, Kaleb.
You're coming to my hometown.
Come on, dad. BG is my city. When I walk home with that belt, just wave real pretty.
I said I'll let you keep dreaming for the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
JD, since that's your hometown, do you feel like that crowd's going to give you that boost of energy, just different kind of a feeling in this fight, especially being a title fight?
Oh, it's going to bring the best atmosphere around.
Kaleb, going into enemy territory, so to speak, does that give you any nerves or anything like that?
When I hear Bowling Green, like when I hear the city Bowling Green, I think of like, that's my city. Like when I hear Bowling Green, I hear my city. Like that's where I go, where I'm welcome. I have never heard of no JD McNett when I go to Bowling Green. You hear Kaleb Leeth, you don't hear. Hey, half these people in Bowling Green are gonna be screaming me, not you, brother. This might be yo where you train at, but this is my city though. Come on now.
You'll find out. You'll find out real soon.
We gonna have to find out. I'm just here to handle it.
I love it, guys. I love it. Speaking to all of our viewers watching us live, feel free to drop a comment if you have a question for Kaleb or JD. But, gentlemen, next up, JD, we'll start with you for this one. You train at Garcia MMA under Joe Garcia. What's that environment like? What's your training schedule look like, and how do you see that as an advantage for you in this fight?
We train every day, 7 to 8, and then I go to the gym in the morning. I go to other gyms and train at other gyms too, just to get other looks. But this gym's the best environment. We're like a family.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. Kaleb, same question. You're training out of Demolition in Findlay with Gary Young. What does that environment mean to you?
I appreciate all my teammates and how they help accomplish and what I love to do and stuff. Everybody knows how I train. I mean, I come on here like everybody knows I put in that work, so I be, you know what I mean, doing my thing. But I definitely a lot of love and appreciation because everybody knows that I train with step levels, couple steps away from the UFC. If not, they don't, you know what I mean, real close there. So.
Absolutely. And to kick it back over to JD, I have to ask you, man, you said in your post-fight interview at your last fight you were planning on turning pro. What made you decide to take this fight against Kaleb?
So it's the first fight that's ever happened in Bowling Green. So I had to take one step back before making that step. Showcase my one last time for the city.
Kaleb, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
So that actually is what boosted and turned me up because I've always sat here and told, you know, myself and everybody that I'm a pro. I'm a professional. Now, my record might not speak that because, like people have known, I have took years off training and stuff like that at times. But when I heard that JD was trying to turn pro and then wanted to take one more fight and then took that fight with me, it really turned me up because that's how I really truly know that I'm the mother man. I forgot I can't be cussing, so I just had to watch my mouth. But just let me know, like, yeah, that's how I know I'm really like that. So it just made me realize even more, like, I'm excited. So ready to, and that too, like, I'm not even really a talker, but like, I just had to know, like, I'm not the one for you to know if you gonna go pro, because I'm gonna sit you down and you're gonna have to realize, like, oof, I'm not ready yet. And I'm not pro yet. JD, I'm talking to you.
I said you're about to be sitting in that cage, laying flat on your back, tapping.
And I'm
Hope
not
you know
about to
that.
be nothing. You're not even strong enough for me.
You say that.
You're not long
You can
enough.
you can ask any of the guys.
Like, I could never let someone like you get close to me. I'm too pretty for all that.
So you don't have to let me get close to you. Just know I'm gonna get close to you.
You're not gonna be able to.
There ain't no stopping that.
You gonna try? Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. And if even if you want to play the game of inches with striking, you're not gonna get close. It's just unfortunate. That's just how it's gonna go.
You think I just got the ground game? My stand up's good too. So don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that.
Like I said, I really pray and I really pray and hope that you do try to stand with me. Cause that really honestly might be your best bet. Cause I'm a hell of a lot stronger than you, and I definitely know what I'm doing on the ground now. So strength and technique is definitely something you can't fuck with.
Technique beats strength any day.
I have both. You don't.
You don't have no technique. That's all you got is strength. You got no technique at all.
You don't got strength.
Your grappling is trash.
My grappling.
Your grappling is trash.
My grappling is trash. All right, that's cool. I want to see it.
All I can hear right now is I put on for my city. I put on for my city. And I don't know which one the song's really for now because, you know, JD fights out of BG and Kaleb says he runs that town, you know.
BG stands for Bucky's Grounds.
He don't run shit over here.
Those are Bucks Grounds.
He
Those
don't
are
run
Bucky's
shit over
Grounds.
here.
Come on now. That's
JD.
Bucky Downs.
Hearing them try to claim your hometown there, does that give you a certain fire?
Oh, he's gonna find out real soon when he step foot in that cage.
Now,
I'll tell
JD, you had a rough cut last time. What have you done this time to make sure that this cut is a lot easier for you? Did you keep a lot of that weight off? So from the last fight into this fight, so that way the cut's not as bad.
I said I kept most of the weight off. I mean, I still got back up to my walking around weight, which is about like 166, 168. I mean, I started just watching what I watching my carbs, watching my calorie intake. I'm still strictly drinking water, so all I got left to lose is pretty much just water weight.
That's the best way to do it. Kaleb, how about you? How's that weight cut going for this fight?
Yeah, pretty much the same. You know, like everybody knows I'm kind of a little on the stockier side. So like I walk around. People would think I walk around pretty heavy, but on like a good, day, I'm walking around like 62. But if I'm fat, I'm eating heavy, I'm 68. If I'm happy, I'm 68. But I haven't been happy since JD thinks he's gonna fuck me up.
I hope he keeps the same energy in that cage, because it's not getting well for him.
Kaleb, I'm going to go ahead and start with you with this one. What would a win in this fight mean to you? Where would you see a win taking you in your MMA career?
A win right now. Everybody knows I'm just 3-2 right now. So that just put me at 4-2. So everybody knows I got a long ways to go. And come on now, I really truly plan on being at the top, and as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, I can make it. So this really ain't nothing, just a check off experience list with a southpaw man. You know what I mean? So like, I just look at it like just some experience with a good wrestler, strong, stocky. You know what I mean? As if it would be, with the big dogs. So just another fight that. Of course, I look at every fight, though, as it's like a belt championship. I'm going to die. I got to kill him type mentality, you know what I mean? Like, so.
For sure.
I always try to think of a fight like that, because anything could happen, and I'm not about to have that happen to me. I'm not getting embarrassed. I have a reputation, so.
JD, I'm going to go ahead and throw that same question back at you. What would a win here at the first fight night in Bowling Green mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. That's like I said, my whole family, my whole fan base is going to be there. I got a lot of my sponsors going to be there. Like I said, this is just one more step. This is just that final step to turn pro. I had to fight one more time for the city just before I turn pro and start traveling.
Fair enough. Zach, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to you.
Well, let's go. Let's see if these guys will do it, because they were talking a little smack here. Kaleb, let's start with you. How is this fight going to end? How are you? Let's give some predictions going on here. Well, how do you feel this is going to end, and in what round?
No funny junk. Like, truthfully, I just feel like he's just going to gas out, and I wouldn't say he would ever just give me his back or submission or the neck or something, but like I'm just going to push his cardio too far to the point where his body's just gonna physically not be able to do nothing, and I'm just going to just either win by, rear naked, TKO, ground and pound. It's just his cardio is just not gonna hold up at all.
You got a round for us?
Yeah, probably, like, if I'm being honest, like, late in the third. I'm not going up against a pud or nothing. I'm still going up against someone who knows what they're doing, nice with the wrestling and all that, nice with the hands. So, like, I gotta be ready for everything that could happen. But I just feel like once the time comes, the cardio will speak.
Okay. All right. And JD, same question to you.
I mean, I feel like it's either gonna be a submission in the second round. If not by submission in the second round, it's gonna be a striking battle in the third. It's either gonna go down to a split decision or a UA.
Okay.
He ain't gonna knock or submit me.
You feel pretty confident that he's not going to submit you?
No. Ain't never been submitted in my life.
If he don't get submitted, he'll go to sleep. So
Ain't never been submitted in my life.
you've been to sleep though.
No, I wasn't by submission.
No, you will
So
though.
you're not gonna sit there and say you're gonna submit me. That ain't never gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna submit you because you won't.
I said your ground game's trash. Like I said, you're not gonna submit me. You don't know anything in jiu-jitsu.
What's your favorite submission?
There's multiple.
What's your favorite submission?
So
I'll
there's
say
multiple.
mine. Peruvian necktie. That's my favorite.
No, JD, what you said was
Peruvian
So what?
necktie.
JD. What was it? What's your favorite submission?
So I got a whole book.
Well, what's your
No,
favorite?
I don't got a favorite. I can hit anything.
Yeah, you don't want me to put that bitch on you when we out there, huh?
You ain't gonna be able to put anything.
Say it, and I'm gonna put you in it, and that's how it's gonna go.
All right. Let's see if you can put a rear naked choke on.
Just a rear naked. That's how I already
You ain't
thought
gonna,
it. And you just
you ain't gonna be able to do it.
spoke that out into existence, brother. I know you going out with a rear naked now.
Because
Shit.
you ain't never gonna take my back.
Praise the Lord. Hey, you know I'm the chosen one, and you just spoke that out in existence.
You
know
ain't
that's
chosen
how
for
I'm gonna
shit.
get you. Hey, you
You're-
better watch it, boy, because that's how you gonna lose now.
You're chosen to quit again after this fight.
Yeah.
Wade, you got
Oh,
anything for these guys?
Hey, cat got his tongue. No.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but for your last fight, BG, that title fight, getting that belt, how does that potential win affect you in your future pro career?
You talking to me, Wade?
Yes, JD. Yep.
I would say like my first pro fight, I don't want some like scrub. I mean, technically not a scrub since I made it, but I want at least somebody that's going to be decent. At least somebody has like a decent record. Maybe like an even record, or somebody that has at least one win. That's a win over their losses.
Yeah.
I like challenge myself. That's what.
I love that. Yeah, because that's what you need. You need to challenge yourself, get that experience, and that's what helps you propel you to that championship level.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only going to get better fighting people better than you.
Exactly. Iron sharpens iron. Type deal. Kaleb, in these 5 fights that you've done, what fight has been the hardest or you've taken the most out of?
Honestly, it was really my first one. Even though like I didn't train never MMA in my life, I was only just a boxer. It did let me know that it really wasn't what I liked doing, because but this was like when I didn't train nothing. So like I'm naturally I pick you the hell up, slam you down, we going, and then that's when the MMA hit, and I was like, okay, that's why I didn't do this, because I have to worry about this and that and this and that, this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. So I'd say probably my first fight, because that was when I was just a boxer, and then I went back straight only into boxing, only boxed, and then a year and a half later was like, you know what, I want to do MMA, and then I started training MMA. And now that my IQ is very high now, it lets me know how much I didn't know and how much I was missing out there and how stupid and easy things were if I just knew, you know what I mean? If I knew what I knew now.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip back to JD. Out of all your fights, what fight was the hardest or you've taken the most out of?
I would say probably the fight with Xander would be the most I took the most out of it. It's just never leave. I would say never leave it up to the judges. You never leave it up to the judges because you can go either way.
Yeah, you never know how they're judging on a given night. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Well, boys, I appreciate you guys jumping on here. And what I'd like to do is, do you guys have any sponsors, any shout outs that you guys have before Saturday's fights? Kaleb, we'll start with you, buddy.
No, not really like no shout outs. Just an appreciation, I guess, you know, to like obviously my coaches, my teammates, and like my girlfriend, you know, my little brother. I promised him I'd say his name this time and when I get the belt for him. But shout out to my brother Chip. I love you, bro. But you know, when I get this belt for you, I'm finna say the same thing. That's pretty much it though.
All right. JD, you have any sponsors, any shout outs yourself?
So I got a couple sponsors, and I would like to say, like I said, I appreciate my team, my coaches, Joe Garcia and Clint. Also, I appreciate my teammates. They push me every day to be the best I can be. And then, of course, there's nothing would have been able to without my sponsors, Bucks Platinum and Toledo, Ohio, off of Lexus, and then Pain and Beauty Tattoo Parlor. So they're helping this dream come true.
All right. Well, boys, I appreciate it. And I can't wait to watch this go down this Saturday. And you can check this out at carnagemediappv.com. If you guys can't make it to BG, make sure you go to the website and buy this pay-per-view and watch these guys go at it, because who knows what you're going to see. So again, thank you guys, and we'll see you Saturday. Oh,
there he is.
We got a friend that popped in. Hey, what's going on, Kev?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. How we doing, Jim? That was a phenomenal interview. I am so sad that I wasn't able to participate in it. I was having some technical difficulties, and by the time I got back up and running, Zach had already asked my crucial call your shot question. So I figured we'd wait for a smoother transition. But it looks like we have another guest. Zach, would you like me to bring him on?
Yeah, it's coming on. Oh, what's going on, buddy?
What's cracking, y'all? How's it going?
Wait, let me jump in here. Lalo, are you at downtown?
What's up, Clay? Well, I thought you knew. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yes. Actually, downtown is actual sponsor for this event coming up this Saturday. So I'm pretty stoked. I figured I would come show a little bit of support for, downtown.
Absolutely. That's my Thursday night watering hole. Just so everybody's aware. Shout out.
Hey, tonight they have crab races here tonight. So,
like real crabs?
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but
yeah, they were like race hermit crabs. They put them all in the middle, and then if yours gets to the outside first, you win.
Yep. Wait, they never had that when we were there? What the heck?
This is the single greatest promotion I've ever seen a bar do in my life. It's so much fun.
Hey. Yes, it is. You can get a shirt that says "I got crabs at downtown." So imagine that.
That might be my walk-up shirt for.
There you go.
For the fights, I do own that T-shirt.
So how's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. We're good. We're excited for this weekend. Yeah, this is your first show as the promoter in Bowling Green. Yes. Talk about it. What went into it? Shout out some of the sponsors, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's taken me quite a few years to get this all taken care of. I actually wanted to have a show when I used to fight back in the day, but it fell through. But now I linked up with the right people. It all came through. A Uptown Downtown sponsored, Campus Quarters, Ziggy Zumbas, Panda Technologies, Broadwing Tattoo also helped sponsor this event, and Shawzy's Owl House at the mall. So it's just been, honestly, has been just a lot of work to get these fights going. Super duper card though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just up to down, we got 13 fights on there right now. Just a ton of talent. What fights jump out to you as the promoter? Like sitting there looking at the Tapology, what makes you think, yeah, this one's gonna be fun? I'm excited.
So I'll be honest, a lot of these fighters I haven't seen, but I did look up other Tapology. But the ones that I've seen live that I'm really excited about is the Sean Freeman Caden Hastings fight 2, which was a definite banger at the venue in Fostoria, which really got the crowd going. But I'm excited also about obviously the main event. The other fight I'm excited about is Juan Silva and Donovan Stevens. Stevens making his debut, and him being an athlete here at BGSU, should bring in a big crowd. And my boy Silva, he's always game to throw down with anybody. But I am excited for a lot of these fights. A lot of these athletes. Plus, we got that super heavyweight, 300 plus boys, and they're gonna throw down. And that small cage, so that should be very exciting as well.
Absolutely. Wade, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to you.
Yeah, so this being your first event, you said it was hard. What has been the biggest challenges of setting up all these fights?
A lot of patience for one, and luckily I got Wolfman, I got Gary and Joe, all putting their heads together and make sure to put the best potential fights for the first show in Bowling Green, because we want it to pop for the first show. That way we can keep coming back once, twice a year.
Yeah, that is awesome that this is the first event in BG, and you are stacking this fight card. 13 fights, some big boys slinging some leather. We just got off the interview with JD and Caleb, and
that was very heated. Very
I
loved it.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
To be
yes,
fun to watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Zach, I'm gonna kick it over to you.
So, how many? I know how many you want finish wise, but how many finishes do you think we're going to get Saturday?
Oof. I want to say 50-50.
50-50.
Might go half and half, but I would like to see them all have a finish,
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be submission, knockout. Hey, sometimes you see them quit at the stool, so.
That's true. Well, I mean, you got Juan Silva in there, and that boy, we've seen a couple of knockouts from him. He likes to throw some leather, and going against Devon, right? Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Devon. I mean, he's an athlete. Again, played football there at BG. So
he's a transfer from Oklahoma State, I believe.
So you already know that he's an athlete. I mean, just to be able to play D1 college football is top tier athletic ability. And I like seeing those football players jump over into the MMA world, because I feel like it really translates real well. It really does. And so I'm excited about it. Personally, that's the fight that I'm picking. The co-main event of the evening, that is going to be the fight to watch of the night. I'm kind of wondering what everyone else is as well. Like, Wade, you have a certain fight that you're looking for? Because I know Lalo already said he was looking for that Freeman and Hastings fight too. So
yeah, so I was looking at this Freeman's Hastings too. That I knew that was going to be a fight to watch, but honestly, after that interview, I feel bad intentions are coming with that main event. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, yes.
Clayton, what about you? Which fight are you looking forward to?
I'm going to completely throw y'all for a loophole here. I'm not going to have a little bit of insider info.
Oh.
So,
all right.
The fight that I'm looking forward to the most, to be completely honest with you guys, is Josh Frazier versus Evan Lavely.
Yes.
That's absolutely
Yep.
the fight I'm looking forward to the most.
Yes.
I lift at the Student Rec Center here on campus, and that's become kind of a staple for some of the demolition guys to cut weight at because we have a dry sauna up here. So we're seeing, guys like Dylan Budka, Gates Cook, and Josh Frazier come up here to cut weight. So I've been talking to Josh. His weight cut's been perfect, he said so far. He's been able to actually eat some extra carbs because of how well it went. So just hearing his story, I'm interested to see what happens when he gets into the cage. So that's my fight to watch.
Okay. Kevin, do you have one?
Oh, I do, and you probably can already guess because we talk about it a lot on the air and on the podcast. I love a trilogy, and anytime you get a second fight, that usually means that first one was pretty good. So Hastings Freeman is the one that I'm really looking forward to. Of course, you guys also mentioned Silva. Just go watch our episode from a couple weeks ago if you want to see that knockout. And the Reaper versus Loverboy Lethal in the main event. We didn't get a chance. That would have been the other thing I would have asked our fellows while we were here. They both have excellent nicknames, and now I know that they're great on the mic. If they perform on this main event, that's they've got everything that I love to see and can't wait to call more of their fights. But it's a very good card. There's a lot of familiar faces on here that I am looking forward to seeing. That's another thing that Clayton and I get to talk about at the desk sometimes. I love getting to see someone. I mean, Juan Silva is a great example of that. We got to see him amateur box, feels like a year ago or something like that. But so when you get to see how people come in and add pieces to their game, that's one of my favorite parts of the job. So I'm mainly hyped at how many familiar faces there are for me on this card, where I can say, okay, cool, let's see what you've done since the last time we had you on a Carnage pay-per-view.
Right. All right.
Yeah, that main event is going to be a banger.
Oh, for sure, especially after
JD,
they exchange words.
After this heated interview. McNett's tough as nails, he's a good wrestler. He's got good groundwork, and Leeth's got that knockout power for sure. But it's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
Absolutely. It seems like a clash of styles almost, right? You get a short, stocky wrestler versus a guy who wants to stand and bang. Always that makes for exciting fights, and that's what's super important on the regional scene, right? Like you have to have exciting fights to get people coming back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, with that interview, I wish we would have gotten Juan and Donovan in here for an interview as well. I wonder if they would have been as heated. So you said that you wanted to have this 2 or 3 times a year coming back to BG. If this is successful, would you be willing to do it more than just 2 or 3 times a year?
Yes, I mean, I talked to a few other people, obviously Gary, my coach, Diamond Long at YG. We could probably do a couple boxing matches as well, just to keep the action going here in BG. As long as Wood of the Mall doesn't get sold, I want to continue to have them there. So it's just a matter of time. And I believe that we're going to have a good turnout, good crew, good slew of people from a lot of local fighters, especially having Garcia MMA there. They're, they should be drawing a big crowd.
Yeah, Joe Garcia normally does bring a good crowd, especially since his gym is right there in BG. They travel pretty well, so I'm sure since they travel well, they'll be able to really represent since it's in their hometown.
Absolutely.
Now,
and
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask if you had any other, other sponsors and that you want to shout out, because I know we're about to get into something that Kevin likes here soon. So
there we go. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Campus Quarters, Panda Technologies, Ziggy Zumbas, Bowling Green Home Improvements, Batshit Crazy, L House, Shawzy's L House at the mall, who helped out a lot with putting everything together. And I want to give a special shout out to my girl Laura Baldonado for setting this all up with me in the mall and getting together to plan everything accordingly. And shout out to Demolition Fight Team, Garcia MMA, and my home gym, Young Guardians MMA, uptown, downtown. And absolutely Carnage Media, Carnage Media always throwing out the best in the business. And that's about it, guys. I hope to see you guys here in a couple days. We'll get everything straightened out. And you guys got to come down and check out these crab races one of these days.
Oh, yeah. I'm marking it on my calendar. Count me in.
It sounds like a post-recording thing we could do on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and then air it. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have. To everybody who's watching, if you can't come to the fights, come check it out. Carnage Media, link up, get that pay-per-view. I know it's going to be aired here at Uptown, Downtown, at Ziggy's, and at Campus Quarters. So I told everybody that's working that day to send us some pictures, maybe a little bit of video, just so they can get some publicity out there, guys, because you guys are doing a great job. I admire what you guys do, and I'm excited for this event, guys, and to many more. All right.
Yes,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
For doing
All right,
this
guys.
in BG, man.
All right, guys. You guys take it easy. Have a good night, man.
All right, we'll
Hey,
catch you
well,
later.
bro. All right,
All right, we'll see you Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, guys. When we get there, don't tell them that I'm from Toledo. Okay. Cool.
He's like, you got to get up on this card now. Pick somebody hometown BG.
I will say,
calling me
boys,
out for fights. After
We're gonna do commentator versus commentator. How about that?
oh,
Wait,
deal.
let's hit
I'm
it.
in. Deal.
oh, dude, I don't have a chance, man. That reach advantage.
That's Kevin's gonna be doing flips off the top of the cage like it's
That's true.
wrestling. Like I don't know, WrestleMania.
Oh.
Speaking
See what
of,
you did there. See what you did there.
yeah, I know. My
Well done.
transitions are getting
Well
pretty-
done.
They're starting to get good. They're starting to get good.
That's good. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So what? You were not satisfied with WrestleMania? I take it. Is
Ooh.
it because The Rock didn't show up, or is it because John Cena broke a record for winning the most championships?
Well, John Cena only broke a record according to WWE's PR because Ric Flair definitely had 23 world championships, or maybe it's 22. It wasn't 16, but that's okay. I kind of understand it. If you guys have seen his infamous clips at the pizza place in Gainesville and certain other things, I can't say I blame the WWE for wanting there to be a new greatest of all time. But guys, the main event felt very flat for me personally. Of course, John Cena did win. If you remember, we talked about it on this program at the Elimination Chamber. The Rock came out. He wanted Cody Rhodes' soul. It was definitely a well thought out and orchestrated storyline. It certainly wasn't Ari Emanuel just calling The Rock and saying, hey, can you help us boost sales? It wasn't anything like that. Wasn't any sort of short-term overreaction without a fully thought out plan. I would never say such things like that, although I believe The Rock did earlier today. So 20 steps ahead, my ass, gentlemen. So, of course, yes, when Travis Scott comes out to the song Fiend, which if you guys don't know, it's the one that goes, it's so good. I love that that's played for 16 hours on WrestleMania weekend. He gets a massive eruption from the crowd because the last time he showed up, The Rock was right behind him. And they even had merch at WrestleMania that said, finally, The Rock has come back to Las Vegas. They were selling $40 t-shirts that said The Rock was going to be there. Yeah, he was not there. And then the match wasn't great. John Cena is getting older, so the match was fine to me personally, but it was weird. The only reason John Cena wins is because Cody Rhodes wasn't willing to hit him in the head with his title belt. So he's a good guy, right? But Saturday night's main event a couple months ago, he did his finisher on top of a chair onto Kevin Owens. So it's kind of like when somebody reboots a film or does a sequel to a film, but they weren't hired for the first one, so they didn't watch it, and they're like, whoa, we'll have this guy go on a character arc. And it's like, dude, you've literally done this. This character has already experienced this. We've been here. So it really made no sense that he wasn't willing to hit the guy who cheap shotted him, bloodied him up with his own Rolex. Like, that was the whole storyline. The Rock showed up. John Cena turns heel. He beats the ever-loving crap out of him. And then when Cody has the belt and all he has to do is hit the Ernest and get the pin, he has a change of heart. He won't do it. Cena kicks him in the balls, hits him with the title. It's over. I love the decision to have Cena be a heel and win all that stuff, but the execution was awful to me. So I want to throw it back to you, Zach, and the gang. Did you bother watching any of WrestleMania? What are your thoughts on John Cena having a farewell tour with the belt?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't get to catch the full thing, but I like seeing John Cena win. I like to see him as the bad guy, though, too. You know, because he's been, the good guy for how long? Even though he has been the good guy, he also hasn't always gotten the love either. So seeing him be the bad guy, and he is getting a little bit of love still, even though he is the bad guy.
Yeah,
heel.
He definitely got cheered as much as he got booed. The crowd definitely.
He could get.
Right? Yeah, which is probably why The Rock wasn't there. He's like, they don't cheer me like this, dude.
Shoot. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Zach.
Used to it. Let's be honest, it's normally the other way around.
But yeah, I watched a little bit of clips here and there. I think it's the long-awaited John Cena heel, good storyline, farewell. I like it. And I think they could execute better circling around and having Cody Rhodes regain that belt back. So I guess just seeing how they write that story out, that kind of intrigues me.
Wade just likes the nut shot, okay? Don't let him lie to you. He's just a fan of the nut shot.
He says, welcome to Dick Kick City, boys.
Shoot. Clayton?
I guess that leaves me. Yeah, so I did watch the main event. I did watch that match. I did expect Cena to win. I really did. There was nothing in my mind that made me think, like, oh my God, the UFC, gosh, the WWE, they're the same thing, right? The
Basically.
WWE is just going to throw him under the bus for nothing made me think that. So am I surprised he won? No. I get it. I do. It's his last year. It's their last chance to get money out of him, right? So I really did expect for him to walk away with the belt, and all this really did was pump me up for SummerSlam, right?
Yeah. 2-night SummerSlam. So they're trying to make it like summertime WrestleMania. They're going to do something crazy with that.
That's pretty much what it is now, right? That's basically all it is.
Yeah, I mean, in 5 years, all of the big four, they'll have a 2-night Royal Rumble, so the women's Royal Rumble can main event night 1, or you know what I mean? Pretty soon, they're just going to stretch this even further. But the last question I have for you guys is, it brings The Rock back into play. It seems like we were all on the same page. We get why Cena won, thought he was going to win. The original creative, as it is now being talked about, was for John Cena to turn heel at WrestleMania. That if The Rock hadn't been involved, that it would have been like a good guy versus good guy, and that it would have been in the match where John would have basically done what he had still done, kicked him in the balls, hit him with the belt, but that they would have kept that a secret. And the only reason that it went the way that it went is because they interjected The Rock into, again, one PLE, and then he never came back, never made a post on social media. At least last year for WrestleMania, he was posting on Instagram. He was working from his house, but he was still doing something. You have a phone, dude. So I'll start with Zach. Do you prefer it the way that it played out, or would you rather have The Rock just not been involved and the Cena turn happen a little more organically?
I probably would have liked it without The Rock involved, if I'm being honest, just because The Rock needs to stick to his movies. He needs to go and stick to those right now. His heart's not in wrestling. It's just not. So what? Stay out of it. You know what I mean? Just stay out. Right now, what I'd like to see is if The Rock came back, because I'd like to see Cena take him out.
I think that's how he goes out. I think that'll be his farewell, his very last one.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping The Rock comes back in and something happens, and and he turns on The Rock and turns babyface again. That's what I'm hoping happens. And The Rock gets something bad done to him because, I'm tired of seeing The Rock everywhere. I really am. I'm almost tired of seeing his movies. Almost. They're still entertaining. Got to give him that.
You got Fast and the Furious 15 probably coming soon.
Hey, I've watched every single one of those, and I unfortunately will continue to watch every single one of those because we're family.
Because I was about to say, would you consider the characters family at this point? Like, your own family?
Hey, I look like a lot of them, As long as I don't have that big forehead to hide.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Zach, though, about not having The Rock. Yeah, he I'm still a big fan of him, especially in like the movies and stuff. But when he came back to WWE and he's sending mixed signals, he doesn't stick to the storyline, and then it just makes you hate him. But then he wants the love. So
he wants those goosebumps.
Remove yourself. Let's get a good storyline going.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That at John Cena as a heel was already a big deal. Like, you don't hear a crazy amount about pro wrestling. That's not one of the big events, right? Like, you don't hear too much about it. But John Cena being a heel was huge. Like, everybody was talking about that. Can you imagine what that could have done with the sport if that happened at WrestleMania? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it. I was like, man, y'all missed an opportunity to really build SummerSlam with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and make WrestleMania just even more unmissable, where it's like, okay, cool, you sold more tickets to the Elimination Chamber. Great, cool. Yeah, it's already a big gimmick. Like, what? I agree with you, Clayton, that it's like that. Why this is the event you charge the highest dollar price for. Why would you not? Like, this is the event you juice up, not. And so you sacrifice, which they kind of don't, because they're the not the only game in town, but clearly they have no problem selling out those arenas, even though they jack up their price, which different episode for a different day. But TKO is going to feel that at some point. There's no way they can continue to just jack up the prices for both events and expect people to continue to pay them. But they got away with it this year. But I wonder if we'll see a tick down next year, because we didn't get any of those epic moments, and instead we got kind of a flat finish. I don't necessarily feel this strongly about it because I'm old enough to have seen some of the original WrestleManias when they were kind of shit. But people are saying that was the worst main event of all time. For me, it would be WrestleMania 9. Look that one up, but it's when Hulk Hogan got punched in the eye by Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
The story behind the scenes is way more fun than WrestleMania 9, but check out that documentary on Peacock. But no, I'm with you guys. The Rock needs to just go back to movies, leave wrestling alone, come around for the Hall of Fame and stuff like all the other guys. All right. Quit teasing these fans and ruining perfectly good creative. All right. Quit your meddling. Member of the board. You probably shouldn't be in the writer's room, dude. There's got to be a conflict of interest there.
He's just gonna come in there and try to assert his dominance because he's got movie star power now. That's what he's gonna do. I mean, cool, you've got it, but doesn't mean you got to throw your weight everywhere you go. Sometimes it's nice to let someone else kind of take the lead. You just kind of follow a little bit. It sometimes it's better off that way. I don't know why.
It's like a dude or anyone, I guess, like that won't move on from their ex, right? It's like, dude, you're in a new relationship. Quit calling your ex at 2 a.m. when you're drunk. Like, leave WWE alone, dude. Let her move on.
That's so true. That was a great analogy.
It's like, well done. Well done.
And I can't top that, so we should probably end it there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say a side note. I saw a clip of Steve Austin making a return. There's a ramp, and then there's the side hall that leads to nowhere. And he's like, okay, let's take that. Almost taking out a woman. Then he backs up, eats it. That was hilarious.
He just wanted to ride it more. He just wanted to ride on that thing a little bit longer.
Smacked it right into the wall, man. And then I didn't see it live. Like, I missed the woman's reaction. But I think RJ Flores, he said it was the best sell job he's ever seen. He's like, that lady fell a good few seconds after the four-wheeler hit the wall. He's like, that was some of the best work I've ever seen. Get your bag, lady. I'd have done the same thing. I'd have gone full Andy Kaufman, come into work with a neck brace the next day. Like, oh God.
I would have thrown a crutch in there too.
Yes.
Recently, I saw. I think Kevin, I sent this to you. I don't know if you've seen it yet, and I laughed just because I like to see Logan Paul being put in his place. He was sitting there talking to Triple H about the poster, and he's on the far end of it, and he was sitting there and he's like, I was kind of hoping we could put me a couple spots over, and Triple H goes, well, I didn't get what I wanted. I was trying to cut you completely out of it, but sometimes I don't get what I want either. Do I?
Yes, dude. That one is such a weird one because I don't know. Maybe Logan Paul still has the reach, and I'm just an old man, but it feels like the peak of his popularity was some time ago. So I understand at one point he had a very young audience, which is a key demographic to a lot of people that are trying to sell stuff. So I could understand there being a point in time where he's a very high value, especially he's a natural heel. Everyone hates him. I can't imagine them ever making him a good guy because he's just already a real piece of shit. So like, why change it? The best characters are the ones that are a little authentic. But it confuses me because I don't see the value. I see it as an absolute liability. You're talking about a dude who's been busted for multiple scams, who has had allegations of animal abuse and like just all kinds of awful. Like he is just the worst person that you could have be a brand ambassador, and it's just wild to me. That they put him over AJ Styles in WrestleMania. That was probably the part that hurt the most. I knew it was happening. Like, there's no reason to have that match so the 42-year-old, 20-year vet can beat the influencer. Like, Logan Paul's going to win, but you're like, damn it, dude, I hate this. That was my bathroom break.
Oh, well. With that being said, WrestleMania is done. Off onto the next thing. What? SummerSlam?
SummerSlam. That happens at my house the most.
So every night at 6 p.m.
The next one is Backlash, which thankfully for a very short time they called it WrestleMania Backlash, which I thought was just like the worst branding and
That's the dumbest thing they possibly could have done. What the? There are some times in this industry where I hear like names get announced and I'm like, hey guys, I'm no genius here. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, example, early UFC shows would have like a tagline after it. They named a show Knockout City. Crazily enough, there were no knockouts.
Population 0.
Yeah, exactly. Like, good job, guys. What are we doing here? Like, you are getting paid a lot of money to come up with this stuff, and that's the best you can do is WrestleMania. Oh my God.
It's like, I don't think that adds any value to your event. That's definitely not WrestleMania. And B, if anything, it's going to water down the value of the WrestleMania name. Like, what? Yeah. Way to burn yourself on both ends, you genius.
Like, the casual wrestling fan isn't going to watch like the weekly stuff. It just doesn't always happen. People watch WrestleMania. You can't advertise something with the word WrestleMania in it. That's not WrestleMania. That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. It's like just a recreational YMCA league being like, our league's called the NBA. Wait, is there another name? Is there another league with that name already? I just can't believe it.
Shoot. You guys kill me. All right, Kevin, where can they find you, buddy?
Well, you can find me over at Bite Size Sports, where actually in just a few minutes, I believe it will be 9 p.m., our fantasy football program is back live. So go hang out with Trevor and Josh as they help you out with your dynasty league, as they are going to look into the potential impact of the rookies that will be drafted over the weekend. So go ahead and check that out. And if we have the ability to do so, we will be live streaming during the first round of the draft as well. So go check that out. And if you are a nerd, go check me out on the Dweeb channel. That's 2 Ds, Double D Dweeb, where we are going to be talking about Andor, where apparently some wild stuff has happened in Andor that I got to prepare to talk about. So that'll be fun. I just love when you got to talk about real world stuff in your space wizard fantasy. And that just great. That's where you can find me.
All right, Clayton, where can they find you, buddy?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at cscalina12. Make sure to follow me on both of those platforms. Looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday night. And Travis Hunter, you are a Cleveland Brown. Wade, where can the people find you?
Yes, find me and with these gentlemen here, Carnage Unleashed, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Also, you can catch all the latest action that we will be providing on carnagemediappv.com. And we have a show, BG Fight Night 1, this Saturday. So if you want to watch that, you can't make it out to BG, go to carnagemediappv.com and you'll find the pay-per-view link there. Zach?
8 p.m. Make sure. It's 8 p.m. is when we're starting that thing. So be there or be square, or you could just, watch it on carnagemediappv.com. 8 p.m. And also on carnagemediappv.com, you can check out last week's show, RMP Round 9, Ladies Boxing Night. That is still up, so you can go and check that out. We are also starting to drop those individual fights on our YouTube channel, so make sure to check those out. Like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week or hopefully this Saturday.
Adios.